September 1st, 1939. Nazi boots stormed Poland and the world cracked open. In Warsaw, a 29-year-old social worker named Irena Sendler stood on the brink of a nightmare. She didn't know it yet, but she'd become a legend, a woman who'd defy Hitler's machine to save 2,500 children from the Holocaust's jaws. This is her story, raw, breathtaking, and soaked in courage. A tale to make your skin prickle and your heart ache. Irena was born February 15, 1910, in Otwock, near Warsaw. Her father, Stanislaw Krzyżanowski, was a doctor who treated the poor, many of them Jews, when others wouldn't. He died of typhus in 1917, caught from his patients, leaving 7-year-old Irena with his last lesson: if someone's drowning, you jump in. You don't ask if they can swim. That shaped her. By 1939, she was a rebel with a cause, running Warsaw's welfare canteens, feeding the hungry. Then came the ghetto. November 16, 1940. The Nazis sealed the Warsaw ghetto, 400,000 Jews trapped in 16 blocks. Starvation killed 5,000 a month. Disease ravaged them. Irena couldn't bear it. With a pass from the Epidemic Control Department, she slipped inside, smuggling food, medicine, a toy or two. She wore a yellow Star of David, not forced, but chosen. A promise: I am with you. But 1942 changed everything. July 22nd, the Great Deportation began. Trains hauled 250,000 ghetto Jews to Treblinka's gas chambers. Irena knew food wasn't enough. She had to save lives. Enter Zagota, December 4th, 1942. The Council to Aid Jews, a Polish underground group, formed to rescue Jews. Irena, codename Jolanta, led its children's section by 1943. She wasn't alone. Irena Schultz, her fellow social worker, smuggled beside her. Jan Dobroshinsky forged papers. Nuns, drivers, families, they all risked death to help. Together they'd saved 2,500 kids. But how? Imagine a baby, 5-month-old Elżbieta Fikowska, sedated, hidden in a toolbox on a truck in 1942. Her mother tucked in a silver spoon, a last goodbye. Picture a toddler in a potato sack, jolted past laughing Nazi guards. A 4-year-old girl taught Christian prayers, slipping through a church with doors on both sides of the ghetto wall. Ambulances hid kids under stretchers. Sewers, dark wet, became tunnels to freedom. A courthouse on Lesno Street let them vanish over the line. Coffins, gunny sacks, every trick was a heartbeat from disaster. 2,500 miracles. The danger was suffocating. Since October 1941, aiding Jews meant execution for you, your family. Nazi patrols prowled, dogs snapping. One slip and it was over. Irena knocked on ghetto doors, begging parents, "Give me your child. I can't promise life, but I promise death if they stay." Mothers wept, fathers shook, handing over their babies. She carried that weight, every scream, every tear. Her allies were her lifeline. Irena Schultz braved the ghetto with her. Jan Dobroshinsky crafted fake identities. Nuns in convents hid kids, teaching them to pass as Christians. Polish families sheltered them, knowing a knock could mean death. Zagota's core, 20, maybe 30, leaned on hundreds more, messengers, forgers, drivers. They saved 2,500 together, each one a victory over hell. But the Nazis caught up. October 20th, 1943, Gestapo stormed Irena's home on her name day, a cruel twist. They dragged her to Powiat prison, a pit of screams. She tossed her coded lists, 2,500 names, to a friend who hid them. The Nazis beat her, broke her legs, her feet. "Names!" they bellowed. She gave nothing. Sentenced to die, she stayed silent. Zagota bribed a guard in January 1944. He dumped her, broken, in the woods. The Nazis posted her death notice, thinking her gone. She wasn't. She hid, limped on, kept fighting. 1945, war's end. Warsaw lay in ruins. Irena unearthed her lists, buried in jars, hoping to reunite kids with parents. Most were dead: Treblinka, Auschwitz, the streets. The children orphans went to new homes in Poland or Israel. She'd saved them. but not their families. Her story slept for decades. In 1999, 4 Kansas girls, Megan Stewart, Elizabeth Cambers, Sabrina Coons, Jessica Shelton, dug it up for a school play, Life in a Jar. Irina, 90, was stunned. "My co-workers didn't live to see this," she wrote. "Honors trickled in. Righteous Among the Nations, 1965. Order of the White Eagle, 2003. Nobel Nod, 2007. She died May 12, 2008, at 98, insisting, "I am no hero. I did what was right. I could have done more." Right? No extraordinary. The Holocaust stole 6 million Jews, 5 million more Poles, Romani, others 11 million total. Poland lost 3 million Jews, 90%. Relocated? Millions to ghettos, camps, death marches. Warsaw's 400,000 became 300,000 gassed at Treblinka. Auschwitz took over 1 million. Numbers blur until you see the faces, babies in toolboxes, parents at train doors. Irina saw them. She fought when the world looked away. This is humanity's darkest blot, hate's roar, mercy's silence. Irina was a spark in that void. 2,500 lived because she jumped in, again and again. Feel that shiver? That's her. Never forget. If her story shook you, if her bravery chilled you, or her heart broke yours, hit that like button. It honors her light. Want more heroes who defied darkness? Subscribe now. Let's keep their fire burning.